Hi, it's Singing Steve Berman. Today I have a warning for you, and I'm going to illustrate it with a couple of stories and then show you how to overcome this. Look, if you're trying to make money online, if you don't do what I'm about to show you, you're wasting your time and you're probably wasting money. Now, here are the stories. I went to music school in Philadelphia. At that time, there was a large department store. It was the first department store in Philadelphia called Wanamaker's. John Wanamaker was a revolutionary marketer who created the first department store there. He also created the money-back guarantee, which is called reversal of risk. But he's known very well for this quote: "Half of my advertising doesn't work. The problem is, I don't know which half." Now, I went to high school at Fairfax High School in Los Angeles, and I got a job while I was there part-time making cold calls for the Preview House near Hollywood. This was a movie theater that was owned or run by producers in Hollywood, and my job was to cold call and get people to come to the previews of movies, television shows, sometimes commercials, and they would do that in exchange for them getting feedback. Often it was before any of this was ever run. Well, it was always before it was run, but sometimes it was rough cuts. And right before I started working there, they did away with putting a lead on the finger and another lead on the wrist of every seat so that they could measure heartbeat and skin temperature during scenes. That was very interesting. But the 80s and 90s, it became very popular for companies to do what they called doing focus groups, and they're very expensive. So what I'm going to show you is what all the big-time marketers online do to become successful, because if you're not measuring, you can't improve. So write this down: testing, tweaking, tracking. Now don't worry, I'm going to show you some low-cost ways of doing that, but I'm also going to show you a sophisticated and probably the best way of doing that. Okay, well, here's one of the easiest form of tracking using variables. It's free, but you still need something to read it. I'll explain in a minute. So if you have a domain, all you do is take, for an example, my product, which is free for you, MakeMoneyOnlineHandbook.com. You just put a question mark at the end of it and then add what other kind of variable that you want, like let's say today's date. Okay, then I like to put in, as you can see, I did some variables in here which tells me where the traffic is coming from, and I'm going to reveal that as soon as I do some more testing on it. So you could do this behind index.html, or you could do it anywhere. You know, just put a question mark, and you may have seen this in URLs as well. You could also do a letter equals, and then you could put whatever information that you wanted to remember. Now this is where this comes in handy, okay? So let's take this variable that I use today, and in order to do this you're going to need a Weber. And what you do is you go to the subscribers tab and you hit manage subscribers, then you go select field and you go add URL, which means this is how they were added to your list. And then you do contains, add URL contains, and now I'm going to put in that variable and do search. And you see that from this traffic source so far today I've gotten 5 subscribers. And if I look at their information, it tells me this is the URL they used to sign up. Let's see, just out of curiosity, this will also tell you some other information. For an example, this person is from Brazil, or at least their internet service provider is from Brazil. They're reading their IP address. And this one is from Portland, Oregon. So here is, this is the simplest way of figuring out whether the marketing that you're doing is effective, whether you're getting people to opt into your list. Then there is using this sophisticated tool, Link Tracker. And Link Tracker, if you set it up this way, here it shows the clicks that I've had overall this year. I stopped doing this particular link. I'll probably resume in a little while, but you see it gives you all the different campaigns that I use to bring traffic to these opt-in pages, and I say that in plural, and you'll see what I mean. And then it tells you where the traffic is coming from, and then it also tells you what browsers they were using, although that's not interesting to me. But this is the most important part, telling me what countries these clicks are coming from. So over this period of time, I sent 1,591 clicks. Okay, and this is the important part. You can do split testing. So I did 3 different opt-in pages. This one I got 532 clicks and 124 opt-ins. Here I got 154 opt-ins for 1 less in clicks. So my conversion rates were 23% for this one, 29% for this one, and 26% for this one. Now, after sending between 1,000 and 3,000 clicks to these opt-in pages, you know which one is the winner. And in this case, this was the winner. So what my plan is, and this is how you do the tweaking, is you eliminate the losers. You delete this one and this one, and you keep this one. Then you take one element that's from this one, which is the one that beat the other 2, and you create 2 more to do another split test with another 1,000 to 3,000 hits. So what I might do is I might do one where I keep this one and then I just change the background color 2 times. Make one yellow, make one bright blue, or maybe green or something, okay? And then I split test those, and I send 1,000 to 3,000 clicks and see which one's the winner. I eliminate the losers, keep the winner, and then change one more element. So let's say that I change the color of this text, and I leave the text as is, and I do it black, and I do it green. Or I do it black and I do it blue. Maybe I'll match one of the colors that's the blue in here. And then I'll see which one of those wins after 1,000 to 3,000 clicks. Then maybe I will see, okay, so it's the black, black color for the text here works best. Yellow, bright yellow for the background works best. Now I have one like that. Now maybe I'll just change one more element, and I'll change that to showing you how to make $17 to $317 per day. And I'll just change those numbers twice. So I'll have this one, and then I'll have 17 to 317, and then I'll have 36 to $297 per day, and I'll test to see which one of those numbers comes out ahead. And the idea of being able to have a sophisticated tool like Link Tracker is that you can do split testing of many different things. And you split test one thing, then you eliminate the losers, keep the winner, then change that, and you never ever stop split testing. So this is a way of driving traffic and paying for traffic or getting traffic for free in other ways and increasing your conversions over time so that you continually do tracking, tweaking, testing, tweaking, tracking. So this is Singing Steve Berman with another tip for you to make money online.